So, are you a friend of George?
I am.
All right.
We're new friends, but we're fast friends.
They go way back.
Way back. All right.
Back to like an hour ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you've been a longer, older buddy than I am.
We were discussing acting techniques, and he's got some good ones.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah.
So this is posing women. So typically with women, I mean this kind of goes against like what I would normally say. Usually want to shoot from like higher down, so I might even go over on this rock, so I'm a little bit more at her level. And you want to think about the arms and legs as lines that lead to the face. So however you like direct your viewer's eye, usually you want it to end up on the face, because especially in this alien shoot, that is the main focus. And it's kind of hard because I'm holding this big old prop here. So when you give your subject something to do with their hands, it tends to resolve a lot of those awkward, like what do I do with my hands poses. And here I just really like the landscape that we have around her, so I'm trying to stay pretty zoomed out. And then here I even have Zach in the picture on the far end. That's how zoomed out. No, you're good. I'm just getting you looking at her. And you usually, if you're shooting later in the day like this, during the magic hour when light is just beautiful and coming through different fabrics and different leaves, you want to shoot with really the sun at your subject's back so that you can get a nice, really like even lighting on your subject, as opposed to having like harsh shadows from the sun just shining right at them. So that I can capture it.
You ready?
Yeah, ready, set, go. Get once more. I think I got it. Alright, and then at this point I might zoom in on her, have her look at me. Like the iridescent look of your wings. Ow! I wore the wrong shoes. Pay attention to your feet before you leave the house. I was distracted. Okay, so I'm going to get both of you in the shot together. He looks very small though, compared to Nikki, and she's in a different lighting situation.
Face?
Huh?
Am I blocking his face? I can't
No,
tell.
not at all. Now you are. They're kind of in different lighting situations. I want them to both be in the same light. And notice how the sun is behind them, so it's really going to make their faces look even. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay. So Nikki, the makeup took about 2 hours today for Nikki, and for Zach, it didn't take any time at all because we didn't do anything.
Like how it was? Or?
Yeah, like sitting up against that rock. Do not fall. That looks good. That's good. And I kind of like the leading lines of these wings too. Really, anything she does with them looks awesome. So I don't even have to do that much. But now I have a lizard in my hands.
I was telling everybody I was hired as the animal handler, but I lost my lion and my tiger, so they're out here somewhere.
Lighting, so I'm shooting on manual. It might be best to shoot on aperture priority mode if you're not comfortable with manual. Maybe put your leg up on the yeah. So if you want to bring that out that way.
How does it look? I can't tell.
That was good. Okay, bring it back down. Kind of like to Zach's side. Yeah. Tuck your other foot in underneath there too. Oh. Yeah. So the rainbow's kind of just showing through. And then if you have your female subjects like look over their shoulder, it tends to be very flattering, that angle. Whatever feels natural. Oh, nice. Can you bring your knee down so it's more uncomfortable? Yeah, there you go.
I mean, like with the hand.
Yeah, like you're pointing. Oh, that looks good. It's kind of bright. And notice my light keeps changing, so I have to keep changing my settings. And then Zach, look right at me. Zach, continue looking in the distance. I'm kind of going from focusing on one to the other, because they're not both going to be in focus unless I have a little higher shutter.
F-stop.
Thank you. Can't think and talk and photograph all at the same time. You're in repose, so we call that. Yeah, Nikki, you can maybe bring one arm up over your head. Oh, that looks so sweet. Oh, I love his shoes in the background right behind you. Is a great opportunity to avoid having to like pose every little thing. So usually you try and get your portrait subject to be at ease, a calm and comfortable subject is going to make for better photography than someone that feels uncomfortable in the pose that you ask them to make. Thank you, Nikki. Great. Okay, now we're going to pose Zach here. Should I want to pose with Jordan? Okay, so the sun has kind of gone down below the trees, so we're kind of shooting against the clock here. So typically with shooting a man, you want to shoot from below just slightly so that he has more of like a superhero, like strongman look. So again, you're looking for broad shoulders. You're trying to emphasize his strength and his size, versus women typically want to look more demure or a little bit more thin. Men don't have that same, necessarily that same stereotype. Okay, so you can shoot on aperture priority mode or shoot on manual. I prefer shooting on manual because then I have much more control over what the highlights and the shadows look like in my photograph. Notice I've given him something to do with his hands, and he can notice he has like a split stance with his legs so that he's more sturdy. He is acting with his body. Oh, of course my card is full. So I'm cropping at the waist, so it's more of a head shoulders shot, and I'm kind of framing him with that tree behind him. So I'm really thinking about the light that I'm letting in. Now I'm gonna have him, maybe look more into the distance so I can see him. Maybe relax your arms to let the camera like hang, and then put maybe one hand on your waist. It's good to have like an asymmetrical pose as well, so that they're not always doing the same thing. Can you cross your arms? A really just straight masculine pose is to cross arms, because it feels very strong, kind of shows off the muscles. And I'm going to kind of zoom in on this one. These pictures. You can crop at the mid-thigh, you can crop at the waist, or you can take a really close-up picture. And I'm going to have Zach look kind of that direction so that I have almost more of a profile shot. And I'm going to have you bring up one of your hands, just kind of relax on, so that I have this leading line again up to his face. He loves chores.
Yeah.
All right, relax your hand down just a little lower. There you go. So the trees are really blurring in the background. I'm really just focusing in on Zach's face on these.
What's your aperture?
My aperture is at 4. That looks good. Okay, let's try another one where now you're facing more that way. Don't jump off that. That's a long way down. Yeah, you can kind of look like maybe you're climbing up the rock or something. And I'm zooming out because I really like this landscape. I love the scenery. And it kind of looks like it's telling a story now. There's some kind of a narrative to it. Like, where did he start from? Why is he climbing this rock? What planet are we on? And I might now throw Nikki into this pose so that he can be climbing towards something. This looks very dashing and there we go.
Now we're chilling.
Yeah, you are.
George, give me the satellite.
Okay, so now we have 2 figures in our scene. It kind of looks like she is a little oblivious as to what's happening. So we can either direct our viewer's point of view by following the eye line, the line of sight from Zach looking at Nikki, and then maybe they can be looking at one another. All right, and then Zach, you want to come up into a standing position. So again, like try and keep the feet kind of further away from one another so that he's more stable. What kind of an action shot? Oh yeah, kind of like maybe lifting her up. So think about creating connection between the figures in your portrait, whether it's a large group of people or just 2 people. You want to get, typically the heads close together or have the hands like pointing